From being trapped in the metaverse with no way to escape and missing out on what nature and the planet Earth has to offer, to leaving the physical reality in search of pleasure and avoiding the real-world challenges that currently threaten humanity. This is Elon Musk's terrifying warning about the metaverse. Musk has been saying a lot more about the metaverse in recent times, and we're here to find out if he makes sense. Tune in until the end to find out what his most terrifying warning is. But before we go on to answer that, make sure to click on that subscribe button for more videos like this. Amidst all the metaverse hype from tech giants, Elon Musk has put his thumbs down on the entire thing. On top of all that, he called it awkward. This is not the first warning about the metaverse from entrepreneur Elon Musk. You're probably wondering, a warning against what? Well, despite Mark Zuckerberg and Web 3.0's push for social media to go to the next level, Musk has a different level in mind: multiplanetary. Sound familiar? You most probably have come across all the hype and news about the metaverse after Facebook rebranded itself into Meta from the last few months. You may think it's just a rebranding of a tech company, but it's more than just a branding thing. The world of the internet is going to convert into the metaverse. It's like a simulation that maybe all of us will live there by wearing a headset and gear in the metaverse. Seems too good to be true? If you're tired at home and can't go outside, you'll wear some headset and gear and enter the virtual world of the metaverse. You can spend your day as an avatar, visit some islands, meet the people in virtual reality, and enjoy a party with them. If you're a huge fan of boats and yachts, you can enjoy it in the virtual world without going outside to the real world. In the future, you'll be able to enter the interconnected world of technologies just by wearing a headset. Right now, though, you can play games with some Oculus. This virtual environment might be used for any sort of activities like concerts, meetings, watching movies, running your own business, and much more. The billionaire CEO, Mark Zuckerberg of Meta, considers it the next version of the internet. According to him, it's not about spending a large amount of time in front of a screen, but a way to spend your quality time better. Dr. David Reed, a professor of artificial intelligence and spatial computing at Liverpool Hope University, considers artificial intelligence an immense change to our lives. He said, "The metaverse has a huge impact. It comes with great advantages and terrible risks." While the advent of the metaverse has raised concerns about safety, privacy, and security, these challenges are nothing new. The impact of technology on society, especially the internet, has had its positives and negative aspects. For example, it's increased human interaction and connectivity. However, the metaverse had also historically posed new dangers. It makes the future seem scary and uncontrollable. Of course, it's not just hackers, fraudsters, and people who rob people, but the idea of the metaverse itself is pretty scary. To me, it seems like a world of endless possibilities, and for regular people, it's either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. As we move forward into AI and metaverse, we may eventually become so dependent on technology that we have to rely on artificial intelligence and a virtual world. Elon Musk has been very vocal on this topic and believes that AI poses a grave threat to humanity. If an organization like Google or Facebook were to make AI too powerful, Musk believes society could collapse, and he would want to stop it as soon as possible. He tweeted his response to an article published by MIT Technology Review about OpenAI, describing how it has drifted from its initial purpose of developing AI safely and fairly to become secretive and preoccupied with raising money. Musk wants governments and institutions to regulate AI the same way they did with our current technology. However, non-government institutions will have a role in ensuring that AI is developed in a way that benefits everyone. Virtual world applications have presented significant challenges with health and safety. Users commonly don't seek safety within the application. It's a game for them. However, users seek out friends from the virtual experience with the rise of social networking tools. Everything you say, manipulate, look at, or even think or establish about can be monitored in virtual reality. David Reed said this about mainstream virtual reality. And that's why we need a system in place to police it. No single company should overexert control. It's simply too important for that to happen. It has to be a collaboration, using open standard protocols, where a standard is freely available to be adopted and shared by others, in the same way that the World Wide Web has evolved. He warns that the Web 3.0 encourages participation, the sharing of knowledge, and thereby it builds trust on a global scale. This influences the way the internet functions. It's not a business, it's not a government, it's an independent organization that takes care of standards. He added, "The Northern Powerhouse should be based around VR and AI because these are the two technologies where you can actually level up because the location doesn't matter, providing you've got enough bandwidth." And in a recent interview, the SpaceX and Tesla CEO said he couldn't see a compelling use case for the VR-driven metaverse and derided Web 3.0, a nebulous concept in which internet services are rebuilt around blockchain and cryptocurrency, as more marketing than reality, adding, "I don't get it." Musk also said, "I'm unable to see a compelling metaverse situation." Why? Musk thinks it's too awkward to have a headset attached to your face all the time. "Sure, you can put a TV on your nose," Musk said in the interview. "I'm not sure that makes you in the metaverse." Musk finally stated that the standard VR experience feels like you're watching someone else's life through a window. It just doesn't feel very intimate. The AR experience, where you actually have the real world overlaid on top of you, while less comfortable, feels like you're actually living in that world. So what's the difference between the metaverse, or virtual reality, and augmented reality that Elon is talking about? For one, VR is more immersive than AR in that it takes you away from the present and transports you to a whole new world, whereas AR provides an enhanced experience of reality. Both devices can be used to help us learn and grow, but people seem to attach more to VR as it allows people to experience things differently through simulation. Moreover, Facebook tapped into a crucial aspect of humanity, the social interactions that form the fabric of our daily lives. However, as the site evolved, it became clear that those in a position to consider how it might fundamentally change how our society engaged with one another didn't take it seriously, instead of dismissing it as a fad and employing it for citizen surveillance. The underlying business model of social networking sites was poorly managed and regulated. Further, video games are a popular pastime, and virtual reality is beginning to be utilized more and more. However, virtual reality has the potential for greater, more interactive experiences that can advance our abilities as a race while simultaneously harming the weaker members of our society. Many emerging issues need to be taken care of before virtual reality becomes widespread. Virtual reality represents a more embodied way of interacting and communicating across geographic boundaries. Virtual reality hardware and software problems are constantly being met with modern engineered solutions. Virtual reality will be the next big thing in social interaction. Oculus is designed primarily for gaming, but Facebook wants to take the game to the next level by connecting it to the real world. This will give people a new virtual reality experience, using Facebook's advertising capabilities to push them to purchase anything. The metaverse is this massive collection of virtual worlds that various computer programmers host. It serves as a platform for user-generated content and serves as a way for companies to sell premium content that only their target audience can access. As Facebook emerged as a major platform for societal interaction and political speech, policymakers and regulatory bodies stood by. They did not enact antitrust safeguards as Facebook acquired additional sources of social data through the acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp. Now that the platform has become ingrained in many people's social lives, it won't be easy to separate society from Facebook. Virtual reality technologies have the potential to revolutionize the way we view and interact with the world, but a handful of companies currently control it. Without open access to the different operating systems, VR technology will be limited to the wealthy. Companies of this size are even harmful to capitalism. They dominate markets and crush competition. Google and Facebook control an estimated 60% of all online advertising, and Amazon receives 4 out of every $10 spent online in the United States. If another tech company shows promise, one of these firms simply buys it. States and regulators were unable to keep up with the scale and speed of big tech. They benefit from network effects as marketplaces, where each additional user improves service utility, resulting in a positive feedback loop of growth. As more people join, the operating costs barely change. This has allowed them to outperform other boom industries in the past, such as automobiles and the oil giants. Based on all these factors and how Mark Zuckerberg is building his monopoly in the field of the metaverse, Elon Musk clearly does not support the idea of Facebook's approach, and he warns that the metaverse will do more damage to humanity than good. Looking to find out more about how Musk's inventions will improve humanity? Then watch this video next.